Now I'm laughing. I can't even do it. All right, what's going on, guys? We're back again. Chosen Sports here. We got the Super Bowl coming up in 2 weeks from now, February 7th, 2021. We are excited on this side. We got the old versus the new, Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a great game. I'm looking excited. The conference championship games were great. Showed a lot about both teams, in my opinion. What do you think, Mike? What do you think about the Super Bowl matchup?
It's going to be a barn burner. I mean, during the regular season, it was a pretty high-scoring game. It was a close game, so I expect nothing more of the same, pretty much.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a shootout down to the wire too. I mean, these two teams, they both look phenomenal. I mean, who thought, not a lot of people thought, like I did, but not a lot of people thought the Packers were going to lose that game. Obviously they made some mistakes here and there, and they pretty much cost themselves that game. But realistically, the Bucs played solid football game. They did have some turnovers, but that was kind of a rarity for Brady. You don't really see too many turnovers from him in the playoffs and throughout the playoffs in his career. He usually protects the ball pretty well. Some fluky shit happened on both sides, but Bucs came through, prevailed, and the Chiefs, they looked really, really good. I mean, they made the Buffalo Bills look like any other scrub team. I mean, they really, really look strong. So I mean, it's going to be a tough game.
Like an NFL team playing a Pee Wee.
It literally is. I mean, Mahomes is actually really unbelievable, and then Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. There's just no conclusive answer to either stopping either of those guys. They're just completely. They're unstoppable at this point. I think I haven't seen one team effectively go in there and take them out of the game. Other than the Pats, maybe back in that 2018 AFC conference game, they did a good job. But other than that, you don't really see many people stop them.
Dude, well, they got guys that they got to cover for 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. Like Pat Mahomes usually has good time in the pocket, and then he can just roll around left and right. And you got to cover a guy that runs a 4-2 or multiple guys that run 4-2s, and you got to worry about one of the best tight ends. Like
that whole team
underneath, it's ridiculous. And
that whole team is just built off of speed, man. And it's so tough to defend against that. Even Tre'Davious White got burned. One of the league's best corners. You got burned a bunch of times by Tyreek Hill last night. Tyreek Hill looked phenomenal. Travis Kelce looked phenomenal. Mahomes looked phenomenal. You got the whole trio there looking great last on Sunday. So, I mean, that trio is going to be really tough to stop for the Bucs, but the Bucs defense has played really solid. They're getting really solid pressure on the quarterback as well, which I think is a huge game changer, especially now with Eric Fisher going out this past game from a torn Achilles. And then, David Bakhtiari had a torn ACL too, so he's gone. So, or not David Bakhtiari.
Well, I get what you were saying. We saw that with the Packers. They were struggling to contain the pass rush with David Bakhtiari out, so it could be more of the same without Fisher.
Yeah, no, it's Fisher. They lost Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz, who's one of the best tackles in the whole league. So they were without both of their starting tackles, and they're going up against one of the best blitzing teams in the league. You saw what Zach Barrett and my boy JPP, Four-Fingered Willie, did to Aaron Rodgers. They made his life a living hell. He was running for his fucking life out there, and that was only without one of their starting tackles. Chiefs were without both of them. I know, Andy Reid's a great coach. He'll figure something out, but realistically, those are two huge losses. The tackles are one of the most important positions on the offensive side of the ball. And I really do think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be running for his life a little bit because the Bucs defense is pretty legit on the front seven side. Especially with those linebackers too. Those two of the best blitzing linebackers and coverage linebackers. They're just two great linebackers altogether, Devin White and Levante David. So I just think that they're going to be a problem up front for them. So they're going to have to try to figure out a way to either extend plays for Mahomes or get the ball out quick because Aaron Rodgers couldn't do it. So. But if you want to go into it, looking at it by Vegas's point of view. They have the Chiefs favored by -3.5 going into this game. What do you think about that, Mike? Who do you think is going to win this game when it comes down to it? Do you like that spread -3.5 for the Chiefs? Do you think the Chiefs will win by 3 or more?
I mean, you know me, I had the Chiefs since before the season even started repeating the first team to repeat since the Pats did back 03-04. But I got to be honest, and I'm not even saying this because I'm a Patriots fan. Obviously, Tom Brady did so much for our franchise, but after the last few weeks of doubting the Bucs, I think I am a believer that they're going to win this game. Especially how you were saying with the pass rush and with losing both of those tackles. I mean, the Chiefs have, aside from last week versus the Bills, they've really played to a lower standard than what they're capable of. They play on the same level as their competition, even though their team is so much better in every aspect than every other team.
They've shown weaknesses. They can't close games sometimes when it's really close. They keep these teams that shouldn't be hanging in there with them. Like the Browns almost beat them, dude. Say what you want, Chad Henne went in, whatever, but the team itself almost lost to the Browns in the playoffs. So it's they've shown vulnerabilities. The Raiders beat them in the regular season. People have beaten them. They do look like this, outstanding mountain lion type of team that's just never going to be touched. But I think this Bucs team, man, they just went on one of the craziest.
Off the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. They just went on a crazy Super Bowl run to get here. Do you understand like the fucking path they had to take to get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They had to go on the road. I guess I understand it was Washington, but Washington had a legit defense. Had to go on the road to Washington, beat them. Then they had to face Breeze and then Rodgers back to back on the road to get to get through the NFC Championship and win it. And now they had to play Patrick Mahomes to win it all. But the thing is with me, I look at this spread -3.5 for the Chiefs. It's understandable. The Chiefs realistically lost one fluky game to the Raiders this year and one to a team that they didn't even play their starters. So, I mean, they really haven't lost a game this year that was like a normal, shootout. They lost one fluky game to the Raiders. But it makes sense that they're favored. But like I said, I'm with you on the Bucs. I believed in them since day one. That's why, people looked at me sideways when I said that the Bucs were going to win it all as the 5th seed. And, I look back and I'm like, I told you so, because the Bucs team is just loaded. They're matchup nightmares everywhere on the field. For every team that they face, even the Chiefs, the Chiefs can't match up well against them either. Obviously Chiefs have advantages and, the Bucs have different advantages, whatever. But I think all said and done, Brady gets to his 10th Super Bowl. I don't think at this point in the career he's going to lose. He is going to have a storybook ending just like Peyton Manning did, just like Ray Lewis did, and some of those other legends are going to have, down the line. But I just think that's how it's going to end. I don't see him going this far at this age. He didn't come this far to just come this far. He's finishing this shit. That's his famous quote. And I do think that since the Chiefs won last year, I think it's just, what goes up must come down. I think the Bucs will get it done this year. I think the Bucs are going to win it. It seems just like destiny to me. That's just how I feel, because no other team.
Inevitable.
It is. It really does. It just I cannot physically see another team. We haven't seen a team really do this like from a 5th seed or lower since the 07 Giants when they came and beat the Patriots. So I mean, it's destiny at this point, in my opinion. Like no other team this year could have went on the road for all 3 playoff games and made it out all the way to the Super Bowl, and now the home Super Bowl on top of it. So they have home field advantage too, which is just that's another big thing. I know it's COVID and shit, but that's still home field advantage. They play in their home field.
They got 22,000 fans in the stadium. They just got approved.
Good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Florida doesn't give a shit about COVID. So they're fully ready to go. But COVID. I mean, the tickets, I literally look just for
– what's COVID?
I look for shits and giggles.
You're not people in fighting gators to worry about COVID.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the kids are either getting eaten by Disney fucking alligators or they're getting COVID mass spreader events going. Florida is just a crazy state. I love it. A lot of fun down there. But I just, like I said, I just can't see them losing this game. I'm gonna take the Bucs +3.5, especially on the point spread. It should be a close game. I mean, maybe not +3.5. +3.5 I guess is good, but it's just like it makes sense that the Chiefs are favored, but I just can't see it happening. That's just what it is. I after all this, like they get a home Super Bowl on their home turf, and it's just, to me, that is a big game changer. The Chiefs did beat them this year on the road, but we saw the Saints, who embarrassed them twice this year. They come out and they're a completely different team and play them again at their house and beat them. I think the same shit's going to happen.
And that could also go to their advantage, that now that they've seen them, they lost to them, it's a little bit more fuel for the fire, and they can game plan better. Not to mention, I want to say this, I didn't want to interrupt you, but the only team that has had any type of luck at all in beating Patrick Mahomes or coming close to beating Patrick Mahomes since he became a starter was the Patriots, where Tom Brady obviously played for many years. So I'm sure he picked Bill Belichick's brain a little bit while he was there, and he's picked up a lot of those nuances of the game, so he can go ahead and relate that over to Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles and the rest of the coaching staff. And I feel like that they'll be more likely to succeed and get it done. Like, if you look at like the numbers, aside from that bullshit, like no N'Keal Harry call, like in last year when they played the Chiefs, the Patriots actually are the only team in the NFL. If that was actually a win, like it should have.
Which it should have been, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the only team that actually has a winning record versus Pat Mahomes. And even still, I think they're 500 versus him, or something like that.
Still, I don't think another team's even 500. I don't even know.
No, the other teams, it's like they have like 1 win, maybe 2 wins, if that. Yeah. I think that it's like all like 1 wins. If the Pats have like 2 or 3 wins, like versus him, like head to head.
Yeah, no, Brady
was part of that team, so he should definitely know a lot of those, nuances just from being with Belichick, being around the game, film study. So I'm sure.
And who knows too? I mean, if Brady didn't beat them in the AFC Championship a couple years ago, Mahomes could be going to his third Super Bowl. Like he could have been like winning. This could be. He could have 2 in the bank right now. People forget that.
Yeah.
I mean, we were supposed to lose that game. We were underdogs, and we came in there and beat them. So. I mean, Mahomes is a phenomenal player. He's going to definitely be the face of the league for years and years to come. He'll end up with multiple Super Bowls. I'm not, definitely not a question, but I just think the GOAT, Tom Brady, is going to get it done this time. And like I said, not even biased. This is what I predicted earlier in the year. my prediction came to fruition. I have the Chiefs and the Bucs in the Super Bowl, and here they are. This is perfect for the NFL, marketable. They're going to break fucking 1 million records here for viewings and everything else, and money brought in. Each ticket's going for 10 grand a piece right now for the Super Bowl. It's fucking insane. 10 grand a piece.
Trying to fill the seats.
10 grand a piece for the Super Bowl. So you got 10 grand to spare. Go see one of the best games, of the year.
But all time, maybe might be of all time, especially with the hype.
It could be all time. I mean, like I said, these are going to be two of the greatest. I mean, obviously Brady is already the GOAT, but like Mahomes is going to be in that top 3 conversation at some point, most likely.
Well, even if you want to dive deeper into it, I mean, this Chiefs, especially as like a Pats fan, when we kind of grew up watching the dynasty transpire before our very eyes, you could see the writing on the wall that hey, this could be the next big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they go to the AFC Championship game. Mahomes is balling. They're great on both offense and defense. They got a great coach, very similar to the Patriots in the early 2000s when
they
were on their tear. And now they're going to back-to-back Super Bowls like the early Patriots did, with a potential to win 2 in a row, which no team has done since the early Patriots.
Yep.
And they got a young quarterback, a young stud quarterback, just like we had Tom Brady, who came from out of nowhere. So, but what would be cool to see is that's also more motivation to Brady because, like the GOATs like Michael Jordan, they seem to pull motivation out of their ass and they use it in tenfold to, up their game to an even higher level and standard.
They're never satisfied.
It'd be incredible to see if he goes, you know what, like, fuck this young kid. Like, I want to get like one more. I want to like end like another dynasty. Like, I don't want anybody to be able to touch like my legacy. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I don't want this Chiefs team to be the upstart. Like, they're the next Patriots. Like, I want to fucking put them on the ground, like close the casket on it, So
that's right. No, 100%.
That's like where I'm thinking. I don't think most people like realize like how significant like this Chiefs success is in these like a couple of years. But when you look at it down the road, especially if they somehow pull it to win in the Super Bowl, you'll be looking at like, hey, like this is the next Patriots. Like, why didn't we see this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I think
that's
too,
like where I am. Like, I look at it as like from a historical aspect,
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And I think, too, another huge point to go over here is like this matchup right here might go down in history for like something to compare these two on down the line. Like when their careers are both collectively done, when we look at, Patrick Mahomes, he'll probably win multiple Super Bowls. Maybe, I don't think he's going to win as many as Brady, but if he does, it comes down to who's the GOAT. Whoever wins this game is going to be considered the GOAT. You know what I mean? This is a big game for their legacy, like overall. Like if you want to be considered who's the best of the best, this is going to be the one nod. You know what I mean? So if like Brady wins this game and like Mahomes ends up with 7 rings down the line, which it could. I mean, he's phenomenal. And the team's great, like you said, all around, coaching, defense, offense, everything's good, organization. But when it comes down to comparing these two at the end of both of their careers, way down the line, Brady's is coming soon, but obviously Mahomes has a lot of time left. But when it comes down to comparing them, people are going to look back at this game and be like, all right, who won this game? Because realistically, it's hard to split hairs between these two.
Yeah.
Mahomes is the more athletic player. Obviously, he's more talented skill-wise. But Brady is, in my opinion, a better winner. Like, he has the attitude. He has everything. Like, and he's such a complete, like, well-rounded person. So, like, I don't know. Brady, the type of environment, like, he brings to just a team, like, by himself solo is just unmatched, in my opinion. Like, the Bucs are a 7-9 team, and they're a Super Bowl team now, just by bringing one player in. So, in my opinion, he's the best of all time for that reason. He changes the whole mentality and really preaches mental toughness. That's the thing that's different with Brady.
Well, even still, I mean, you could have all the talent in the world, and I mean, we've seen it throughout sports, whether it be football or any sport. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have like that next level thing, whether it's the glue guy like a Brady or like a leader, you know what I mean? Like, you need that in order to take your team to the next level. Especially with how this season started, where it was so like wishy-washy, like rocking back and forth until about halfway to the midway point. You know what I mean? Even like the coaching staff, like Bruce Arians has praised it. They're like, literally, like this one dude came in since day one, put his nose down, worked, made sure like, he was, able to communicate like what his vision was and what his goal was and what he expected of other people, like a leader does, to not only coach the staff, but all the players from top to bottom, which is what we witnessed for 20 years in New England. So it's just crazy. That's just hats off to him.
It is. It's really incredible, and I can't even believe he's going back to a 10th. It's unfathomable considering he's been in the league since 2000. He's went to 10 Super Bowls. He's pretty much been in the Super Bowl half of his career, which is it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. So until Mahomes does that, he's not even in the question, in my opinion. Like you can't put anybody compared to him at this point. It's just the stats. There's just too much to go with him, and it's not fair to give Mahomes like that comparison yet. He hasn't played long enough, but I mean that's going to be damn hard to top. So good luck to him.
It's
Um,
fun to see guys like Max Kellerman too, who basically been saying for years he was going to fall off a cliff, where it's like the doubters turn believers.
yep.
Because Brady now has like 17 playoff wins since turning 35. So like he has a Hall of Fame resume from age 35.
Just his back half of his career.
Like this is supposed to be like when you have like your downfall and like you fall off the cliff. And he still has more to go. I mean, he's shown it this year. He's still playing at a very high level. Definitely like a top 3 quarterback in the league, which is insane considering he's like 43 years old. And
Mhm.
he just is continues to be proven to be a marketing genius because his TB12 brand is going to continue to skyrocket up, especially with now the expansion down in Florida and Tampa, and then
Yeah.
with him still playing at a high level at this age, like he's marketing himself. Where listen, if I could do it, like why can't you? Obviously, like we don't have money like him, like we're not low, we don't have a supermodel wife, like blah blah blah. But like, if we follow the same training principles, like like why can't you continue to do sports and athletics and enjoy the things you like for like a long time, you know?
No, yeah, no, 100%. He definitely, fits that brand and that market very well, and he's gonna be successful in everything he does. The guy's just a walking fucking gold shower, and pretty much, I mean, everything he does turns to gold. So, I mean, overall though, it's just his legacy will be unmatched. That's the point we were trying to make there. And then, moving into the next category here, the total points they have for Vegas right now is 56 and a half. So that's around 28 points per team. I do think it'll go over. I think that's going to be a high scoring game, probably in the 30s final score. These two teams can put up points like no tomorrow. And I mean, I just, the defenses are good on both sides, but I just think that with these two offenses, like this big, Brady Mahomes showdown, it's got to be high scoring. I just don't see it being low scoring. But what do you think about that? Do you think it'd be over or under that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think each team will probably put up like at least 30 each or bubble 30.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's going to be in the 30s, the final score here. I do think it's going to be very close, down to the wire. If I had to put a score prediction on it, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, ooh, God, this is hard.
I got 34-31.
I'm going to stay with you on that one. 34-31, Bucks. Bucks win it. Brady gets his seventh. Buccaneers win for the first time since 2002. But damn, I mean, what a story if he does finish this out. I mean, this is going to be one of the most incredible playoff performance and runs ever. And like I said, we're a little biased. We're Brady fans. We're from New England, whatever. But this is just from straight to heart. Like this is what I think is going to happen. We're not. Brady's not on our team anymore, so I'm not going to say it like I want. I'm not fully biased because New England's my team. I got the Pat shirt on too. Hopefully, we'll be better next year. But I just think that at this point in his career, he gets this far. He's not just coming this far to come this far. He's going to finish it. And people are going to look back and say, wow, this is incredible. He moved from the Patriots all the way to the NFC and the Buccaneers, brought a 7-9 team to the Super Bowl, going on the road every single game to do it, getting a home Super Bowl against one of the greatest young players we've ever seen in this league, and Patrick Mahomes. If he wins this game, he would have beaten Patrick Mahomes, Breeze, and Aaron Rodgers in one single playoff run, all on the road other than the Super Bowl, which is crazy. So
pretty much all Hall of Famers. I mean, you could argue even at this early in his career, Pat Mahomes, if he does this level of success for like 3 more seasons, he's already locked for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean? Literally barring a really unfortunate injury, he's going to hit the Hall of Fame. There's no question.
Yeah.
Like the kid's ridiculously talented. And like I said, this is no knock to Mahomes. He's a great player. The Chiefs are obviously the more hated team. People don't want to see a team repeat. That's just petty. So no one wants to see the teams repeat. That's how the people felt about the Pats back in the day.
Well, people are still petty with Brady. They still don't want to see him win.
True. Yeah. No. I mean, it's going to be split.
For so long.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, like, how they put the maps out of see like what states are rooting for what team. I'm interested to see that because I want to see like obviously New England, the Florida teams, and like some of the states down south that root for Brady. But I'm looking to see like who's going to actually side with the Chiefs. Because not a lot of people want the Chiefs to win again either. So it's kind of a hated Super Bowl. No one really wants to see either of these teams. I feel like win, but yeah, I just think go Bucks all the way here. I think the Bucks are gonna get it done, and I think Brady will win his seventh.
No, what's crazy too. I just want to point out was how for the stretch that we had Brady, like we were the city of champions. Like not only was the Patriots doing good, but like the Red Sox were doing good, the Celtics were doing good, the Bruins are doing good, and now it's like kind of every team is falling off the map for like the most part, like out of like that championship pedigree. And he goes down to Tampa, and then all the Tampa teams start to do good. Like the Rays made the World Series, the Lightning won the Stanley Cup. Obviously the Buccaneers are in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So he
just brings winning wherever he goes. It's just whatever state he's in, they're winning in something. It's pretty incredible. The guy is, I mean, call it luck, call it success, whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't know what it is, but he's a walking
It's like an
success.
energy. He gives off like that vibe. You know what I mean? You could
Mhm.
just I mean, obviously we've never met the guy, but you just like when when people have like that like you just know, like when you meet them, you shake like their hand, you know what I mean? It's like even when they walk like in a room, it's everything lights up. It's like you just
Exactly. No, and that's what I'm saying. He just brings that energy to every single day to practice, every single day to the games. And everybody knows that's around him, playing with him, that they're always in the game, no matter what the score is. And they're going to give it their all every single play, because if not, they're going to hear it from him. You know what I mean? So it's like, either way, like he just brings out the best in everybody. That's the thing. Like, same, it just proved this year too, with losing him, like the Patriots didn't look the same. So it's just like that energy is gone. And like Belichick's a great coach. Don't take anything away from Belichick, but
yeah,
Brady
no
himself,
other coach could have even came close to making the playoffs with that shit team. He still
he had
almost made
nothing.
the playoffs.
We had
People don't
nothing.
really
But this
acknowledge
year,
that.
I think they will turn it around. Tony Romo said it actually last night during the Chiefs game at the end. He said that the Patriots will be back in this next year when Belichick has some cap space to work with this year. So I think we will be back in it. But just overall, like it's going to be tough to get someone like Brady. Obviously, the guy's just
Generational
unbelievable.
talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's a once in a lifetime. You'll never get that again. So that's my pick. My pick is the Buccaneers. Dell, you're with me there on the Buccaneers.
No, I'm switching sides. I'm switching teams.
Nah, I don't do that, bro. But yeah,
No, I
Dell
meant
was.
I'm switching teams because I picked the Chiefs from the beginning of the season. I'm a believer, so
Yeah, no, you got to believe at this point. A lot of people
I
look,
call
like I
it
said,
spade a spade. I'm gonna call it how it is. You know what I mean?
that's right. A lot of people looked at me fucking sideways when I said the Bucks were making it from the 5 seed, going on the road every single game to beat them. And
I never doubted their talent. The thing was, it's just you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't got the chemistry, it's not gonna pay off. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, like the
They
reason
didn't.
why
I did. You know what I mean? There was too many questions for me up until recently. You know?
oh no, I totally get that. And the Bucks are a very up and down team, especially early in the year, even past the midway point. They didn't hit their stride till the end of the year. But what I saw out of Brady, someone that watched him for 20 plus years as an avid Patriots fan, I seen him play some of the best football of his entire life this year at 43 years old. I've literally watched him play some of the best football of his entire life, which is crazy to say because name another guy that does it at this age. Peyton Manning looked like shit his last year. If Brady goes out right now
It was
and
even 40.
finishes this year, he might even retire after this. Maybe he has a clause in his contract that he can retire early. I'm sure he does. So if he wins this
I
and
don't
walks
think he
away,
wrote this for his brand.
yeah, maybe
Even
he
if
won't.
fucking Giselle's begging, I'm like, come on, you got another one? Like, isn't this what you want? Blah blah. Blah. It's like he's gonna
He's
be
just
like,
never satisfied.
no,
He's
fuck
gonna be
you. Like,
satisfied at this point. He already has two
this is
more
not
Super Bowls than
for
anybody
my
else.
brand. Like, I want to do 45. That's like the goal I set like 10 years ago is 45, and I have 1 year left. Like, I might as well just play it. You know what I mean? Like the roster, it's all the guys are still gonna be coming back. Like they could run for it again. He could if he wins the 7, then he could go for 8. If he doesn't win 7, then he could go for 7. You know what I mean? And plus, it's all it's gonna do is just heighten the brand. It's all marketing. You know, it's all money. It's all money. It's all gravy.
Yeah, he's a money man, and that's it. But yeah, there's not even anything left to be said. Yeah, they're just it was an unbelievable run by the Buccaneers. They're loaded with talent. They're a matchup nightmare for any team that they face. So are the Chiefs, though. Obviously, the Chiefs have a great offense, great defense, great coaching. They have all good across the board. These two are perfectly matched for each other. I thought this was like literally from the jump of the season. I thought these would be the two that were finally there, and here it is. They're both here. These two are the best team in the league, and they're gonna duke it out. It's gonna be a real damn close game, and I would not be surprised if the Chiefs win. But I really really think from the bottom of my heart, not just being a Brady biased fan here, that the Bucks will get it done. And Brady's 10 Super Bowl appearance, I think they're gonna get it done.
Mm. Yeah, like I said, they made a believer out of me, and I've been rooting against them out of being spiteful. So
Exactly,
they
and I
made a
just
believer out of me. I'm always gonna call how I see it. So I see
yeah,
them winning, especially with the Chiefs losing both of their tackles. It's just a huge loss.
huge loss. I wouldn't. I
They
would
match
say
up on paper virtually the same. I mean, I view them pretty much the same. Difference, only real difference I would say is quarterback, and that's mainly just because Pat Mahomes is younger. You know,
yeah.
when
But I'm just like I said, like people like I'll put out a matchup advantage post after this too, like another couple days from now, and my post will be even for quarterback because I don't care what anybody tells me. Playoff Brady is a different animal. I don't care who the fuck he's playing. So if you want to say that Patrick Mahomes is better, sure, what I mean, he's younger, whatever. But playoff Brady, nothing touches that. So I don't care what anybody tells me. That's just how it is. But yeah, so yeah, Buccaneers are gonna win. That's what me and Deli think at least. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.